Alright guys, so I've had a few requests to explain my lock screen app. So I'm going to show that to you now and kind of walk you through the process of using it. This is the actual lock screen. The unique thing about this lock screen, instead of being set on a predefined password, which is just a static series of characters or numbers or whatever, this password is based on rules. And because of that, the password is going to really be dynamic. What I punch into the screen each time to unlock my screen will change. The specific characters I choose will change as long as they correspond to these rules. So let me just go ahead and unlock this for you. I'm going to show you the unlock, and then we'll talk about what's actually happening here. Okay, so I have these 4 characters in. I'm going to hit enter, and the screen unlocks. But now if I go back to the lock screen, you'll see these are a completely different set of characters. So how does that work? Well, the actual password that I've defined here is the first character needs to be anything on the screen that's a square. So it doesn't matter if it's red, it doesn't matter if it's small. All that matters is that it's a square. I could just as easily select this guy right here, and maybe I will. This is large and green, but it's also a square, so it'll suffice as the first character. Second character just needs to be anything on the screen that's small. So I'm going to select this guy right here. Doesn't matter that it's red or square, it just needs to be anything small. Next thing needs to be red. So I'm going to select a similar shape, but this one I'm selecting because it's red, not because it's small or a square. And the last character needs to be a medium green triangle. I'm going to select that and hit enter. And you'll notice both those passwords unlocked my screen, but they were completely different. So if we go into the set password here, and I don't know if I've said this on GitHub enough, but let me just reiterate. The UI here is really rough and really ugly. This is really just a proof of concept. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate this unique approach to passwords. So please don't judge me for this really ugly UI. But let me explain to you what you're seeing here. This is my first password character. My first password character has nothing specified for color, nothing specified for size, but for shape, we've selected square. Second character has nothing specified for color, nothing specified for shape, but for size, we've selected small. Red is the only requirement for the third character, and then green medium triangle is the fourth character. Now, something that's kind of cool about this is there's 27 different combinations for each character. So if this was if we were comparing this against a numeric lock screen, this is much more secure. If we're comparing against an alpha lock screen, it's slightly more secure. And an alphanumeric lock screen, it's a tiny bit less secure, but what this gives us, even if you were to watch me punch in my password, it will still take you a number of attempts to unlock it, and that number is n, the number of characters in my password, to the power of 3. So for example, my password here is 4 characters long, and even if you had just watched me punch in my password without knowing the rules, it would still take you n, or 4, to the power of 3, or 64 attempts to unlock the screen. Of course, that's only if you don't get lucky earlier, but if you're just brute forcing it, we can imagine that it would take n to the power of 3 in order to unlock this. So that's my lock screen. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be porting it to Android shortly so that we can maybe even replace the default lock screen on Android devices. If you have any questions, please feel free to post here on my GitHub, or I imagine I'll be posting this on YouTube, on my YouTube account. Or you can also find me on Twitter at B_Turner. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks.